All right, everybody. My name is Graham Matthews, and I run Empowered STEM. And Empowered STEM is an A-level course provider, and we provide A-level courses in chemistry, biology, physics, and maths for those students that want to enroll in medical, dental, veterinary, financial, and engineering programs at the chosen university in the UK. So I wanted to come in today and I wanted to talk about motivation and habits, because as the title of this live stream said, motivation gets you started, but habits get you results. So this is obviously for parents who have a teen, their son, their daughter is in year 12 or year 13 and they're taking A-levels. But have you noticed how motivation, whenever you start something, say A-levels, it's really high. And then as time goes by, the motivation, it just begins to fade, doesn't it? Until in the end, you're not getting the result that you want. And the reason for this is that motivation gets you started, but it's the habits that get you results. Now, taking a guess that your teen is either in year 12 and year 13, and let's talk about A-level chemistry. So they're in year 12, year 13, and the motivation at the beginning of the year is really high. I'm probably thinking that, they're really gung-ho at the beginning of the year in September. They're all ready to go in year 12. They're super excited that they've got into sixth form college. Or if it's in year 13, you're thinking, right, year 13, I'm going to crush it in year 13. I'm either on track for the A-star or I've got a bit of work to do. And so they're really motivated at the beginning of the academic year, aren't they? But then what happens is over time, the workload begins to increase, doesn't it? And the exams start coming in, and the deadlines for the exams, and the deadlines for the lab reports and the homework, they just begin to stack up. And so what happens is that your teen's motivation, it just starts to get lower, doesn't it? It just starts to decrease. And the problem with low motivation and academics is that when the motivation is low, your teen, they lose motivation, they lose momentum in order to keep looking at the work and keep going. Or maybe they'll start getting overwhelmed by the amount of work that they have to do. Or maybe they start having a problem keeping up with the workload. So parents, if you're watching this live stream and you're thinking, actually, Graham, yep, you're right. I have noticed this in my son and my daughter when they started the A-levels. They were up here in motivation. They were all super gung-ho, ready to go. And then as the academic year went by, I can see that the motivation was lower. By the end of year 12, or hopefully not, by the end of year 13, the motivation is at a trough. So the question becomes then, parents, what can we do about it? Well, motivation is cyclical, isn't it? It comes and it goes. Maybe you're motivated one day, maybe you're not. But what isn't cyclical, something which is constant, are habits. Now, habits are consistent because it's something that you do every day. And when you think about it, a habit is like a muscle. If you use it every day, it keeps on getting stronger, it keeps on getting bigger, okay? And what's good about a habit is that it keeps you on track, okay? So what we need to do for your teen is that we need to help them build strong habits for A-level success, okay? Because What it is, it's a consistent daily actions that your son, your daughter takes that leads to A-level success. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, well, yeah, Graham, I mean, come on, is this what, positive psychology? Is this what, Tony Robbins? I mean, no, there is actually a science behind habits. It's been proven. Now, at Empowered STEM, what we do is that we use neuroscience and we use educational learning theory. Well, we also use the science of habits in order to help your teen be successful, because the science behind the psychology of habits shows that what a habit does is that it removes decision fatigue. What I mean by that is that your teen is not thinking, well, do I do A-level chemistry tonight? Or maybe I do A-level biology? Or, well, I really don't feel like writing up that lab report. So what I'll do is I'll just go over some past paper questions. All right? So what habits do is that they remove decision fatigue. Your teen doesn't have to think about what they're doing because they're following a plan. Okay? And when they don't have decision fatigue, it frees up all this mental space. And when you free up this mental space, this mental bandwidth in your head, well, all of a sudden you have freedom to learn, and you have freedom to start solving problems, and you're really focused. Because you're not worried about, well, should I be doing this or should I be doing that? Now, habits, when you think about parents, habits are things that we do automatically every day without thinking about it. Okay, so I have habits that I run my life with. And so in the morning, very first thing I do when I get up, yes, I do drink coffee. I do in the morning, I drink coffee, and I'm always taking an online course. And so I watch half an hour of an online course. Always got to be feeding the brain. Okay, and then I work out. Well, do I want to do that every day when I wake up? Not really, no. I mean, sitting down watching an online course, you're learning something, possibly, but working out, lifting weights. Oh, I don't know if I want to do that. I mean, some days I'm tired. Some days I'm not motivated. But on the other hand, I still do it. Why? It's a habit. So I just do it automatically. And then it's how Tony Robbins would say, prime the pump. I get my day going, I mean, I read for 30 minutes, I work out, I meditate, show some gratitude, and then my day is ready to go. Okay, this is the power of habits. So I don't have to think about it. I don't have to wait until I'm motivated. On the other hand, it's more, I just do it. Okay, now what we need to do then is we need to help your teen set up their own habits. And so you may see this as a morning routine, or another one is a morning ritual. Okay, you can call it whatever you want, okay? But what it is that it's just setting up a series of daily habits so that your teen is successful in A-level chemistry. So, a couple of things. Number one, start small. Don't ask your teen if they don't study for hours and hours in the nighttime. Don't say, well, from now on, you have to go to your room and study for 2 hours every night, chemistry. No. How about you say, well, you know what? Let's start off something small, something which you can achieve. How about we study A-level chemistry for 20 minutes? Let's rotate these subjects around. We do A-level chemistry, A-level biology, A-level math for 20 minutes, okay? And then there's some studying done. And what you've done is that you set your teen an achievable goal, because they're not going from 0 up to 100, are they? They're more just like, well, okay, yeah, I can do this. When I get in from college, I can, get a drink, and then I can just study. Fantastic. Next thing is tie it into an existing routine. So, for example, when they come in, maybe after they've had tea, they review flashcards for 20 minutes. Okay? What I do is, I'm an avid reader, so what I do is this, is that every night when I'm cooking dinner, all right, every night, I read a book. In fact, here's a book that I'm reading right now. So every night for half an hour when I'm doing, right there, when the dinner's cooking, I sit down and I read for 30 minutes. It's a habit that I do every day. And the third thing is that you want to show your teen how to track progress. Okay? I mean, even if you just put onto the fridge, a checkbox. Have they studied for 20 minutes chemistry, 20 minutes biology, 20 minutes for math, Monday through Sunday? Yes, we're going to work the weekend. It gets them going into a routine of creating habits, and it gets them into the routine of building up that habit muscle, because science shows us, the psychology of habits shows us that creating a new habit, it takes 21 days. For 21 days, your teen has to work on this before it becomes a habit. You can do it, okay? Now, does this actually improve A-level chemistry results? Yes, it does. Right, let me tell you a success story. This one is of Anan. So Anan, she just graduated the course now, in the last cohort that we had. She just graduated the course. And when Anan came to us, Anan had a C in A-level chemistry, a C. And Anan wanted to go to medical school. Well, you and I both know, and so did Anan, that you're not going to medical school with a C. You're not even going to be called up for an interview with a C in A-level chemistry. So, Anan's parents, they enrolled her into our chemistry course, our Chem Accelerated Learning course. And she completed the course, and when she was done, she sat her exams at the end of year 13, and she got an A. She went from a C to an A in A-level chemistry. She got accepted into her first choice university, onto the medical program that she wanted to be on. So, I interviewed Anan, and I said to Anan, what's one of the things that made the difference? What's the difference that made the difference? She said this, you know what, Graham? She said, it's the fact that you had thought everything in the course. From beginning to end, you had all the modules laid out. You had excellent tutors I could be taught with in the weekly lessons. You had resources for me to do, not the stuff from the internet, like original sourced questions and everything else. But the one thing that made the difference is this. It's the nightly video co-working space. I said, what do you mean? She said this, look, every night at 9 o'clock, I knew that every night at 9 o'clock, I had to show up for the session, and I had to get some A-level chemistry done for an hour. And so it didn't matter what my day was, how it was going or anything else, or whether I wanted to do A-level chemistry or not. I knew at 9 o'clock every night I had to show up and do A-level chemistry. And it was that consistent touch point, like every night show up, do A-level chemistry for an hour. It became, dare I say, a habit. And it really paid off for me, because what happened is this. I went from a C to an A because I was organized, I was structured. And so it wasn't because she was doing it because of motivation. She was doing it because of habits. She just had the habit of every night studying chemistry for an hour. Now, parents, look. Anand moved from a C to an A in A-level chemistry, got onto a top choice medical school, is in the medical program that she wants to be in. And so you're probably thinking, you know what? Graham's right. Motivation gets you started, but habits keep you going. And you may have some questions, and that's fine. You know, that's natural that you would have questions. And so all you need to do is this one. Now this one, I believe we're filming it, streaming it to Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Okay, that's what the team's doing with it. So all you got to do is this. Look, just come back to Facebook, leave us a message, make it easy on yourself. Leave us a message, come back to Facebook, and a member of my team will reach out to you and answer all of your questions. They'll give you a call, answer all of your questions over a cup of tea, cup of coffee, okay, doesn't matter. It's a non-committal, non-obligation call. They'll answer all of your questions, because at the end of the day, what we want from Empowered STEM is this, is that we want to make sure that our course is a good fit for your teen, and that your teen is a good fit for our course. And that as a parent, you feel as if you've been supported and all your questions have been answered. Okay? Because I think parents that, well, I think that what your teen wants is that your teen wants to feel as if they've been given the best opportunity that they can in order to earn an A star in A-level chemistry, right? So they've had access to the best tutors, the best resources, the best learning environment. And so when they open up the envelope on results day, take out the piece of paper and they look at it, they can think, you know what, I couldn't have done any better with A-level chemistry. The grade that I got in A-level chemistry is the grade that I should have got. And as a parent, you can feel, if you're sitting on the sofa in the nighttime, you know, husband and wife, partner, you can feel confident that you've done everything to support your teen and to make sure that they do earn an A star in A-level chemistry. And so you can both move on to the next chapter. You can close the chapter in A-level chemistry, and then you can move on to the next chapter, which is getting them enrolled and off to their university of choice. Okay, so everybody take care, and I'll see you on the next one.